Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Sasha, and today is of course moisturizing and oiling of my hair and a little chit chatter. You see this little flyaway braid? It's just flying away. No, I did not get my nails done today. I was going to, but I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave my goddamn house. Okay. The only time I left my house was to take my client, pick my client up from school, and take them home. Okay. So, anyways, I just got there watching episode 1 of the docuseries on P. Diddy on the Netter Flickers. So, it's good so far. It's a lot of good information. Well, I won't say information. I'm over here talking like it's a goddamn, paper. Of course, it's bringing up things that I have definitely, a few things that I've heard. Okay, I'm not saying that everything that I watched in that hour is everything I've heard. No. Really quick before I continue on, let me just kind of give you an assessment of my hair. It feels really, really soft. This is really making my hair soft. I actually really like it. I'm sorry, my hands are fudging dry. I was out yesterday delivering prescriptions to folks, and I did 2. It's not hard, it's just, it was cold as hell. And, because I have to use my phone a lot, I wasn't wearing gloves. So, I mean, it wasn't like freezing cold, but still when it's cold and everything, and you're constantly in that of your car. So my hands are a little dry. They're not badly dry or anything. They're just a little dry. But anyway, before I continue on with what I watched in the docuseries, my hair feels soft. I, barely have any shedding. It's very, almost said loose. It's very limited because, again, my brush was cleaned out from last time. So definitely, I do like this particular thing. Crap, I left my water. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me like 2.5 seconds. Ugh. Okay, I cut the camera off like that because this thing be trying to follow my ass, and I don't like showing all around my house like that. So, because again, this is not like, the leave-in conditioner. There's a little bit more water in this. This one is more of a creamier moisturizer, so I do wet my hair. So, and again, that is distilled water and aloe vera juice. I just use distilled water just because I like to use distilled water. I use it for many other things. So whenever I make things for my hair, distilled water gets used. Like, if you've ever irrigated your nose, you have to use distilled water. Okay, so anyways, back to what I have watched so far in the docu-series. Definitely, if anybody has watched it, I won't give a lot away. I believe today was the first day it premiered on Netflix. So no, I'm not gonna start giving secrets away or anything, or telling people what we already know. But no, I'm not gonna do that. What I was gonna just say in general is you're kind of seeing what made him. I don't know what word you want to use. I guess in a sense, like kind of what turned him into the Puffy we know now. I'm sorry, the P. Diddy we know now. Most of us grew up on Puff Daddy. Okay, this man changed his name 11 times. Sir, you were Puff Daddy to us, okay? Of course, a lot of manipulation, a few things, which I had heard about was kind of like his upbringing, how his mother treated him. I still believe there was a little bit more to that, but again, y'all, I won't say too much, but I am going to have a full fucking synopsis on Sunday, okay? So you ain't got to watch the video when I wash my hair. Shoot, Sunday's when I wash my hair in a deep condition. But there was just a lot there. They did talk about his dad, which we've kind of heard supposedly, and again, I'm saying supposedly because I don't think I ever heard that his dad was a possible dealer of pharmaceuticals. So, I don't know. But, again, brushing out this one. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's not a lot of hair in this one either. So, yep. I don't really saturate the hair. That's not what we're trying to do here. And then of course, like it ended. If you've watched it, it kind of ends where it's around the time that Biggie was getting big, and how at the time, Tupac and Biggie had met, and we all saw this in Tupac's movie, how him and Biggie actually were kind of cool. They were cool, y'all. They were cool. They were QL with the K. QL. They did not have a problem with each other. Okay, y'all look at this motherfucking hair though. Like look at these curls. Boop boop. Boop boop. And then it dries and it literally shrivels up. I love it, but so it definitely was, a lot of that, that they were cool. And so there's definitely that, that piece that, Puffy was annoyed by their friendship. I'm going to use the word annoyed. And so, again, I didn't get to episode 2. I wanted to stop and get my hair done. I was cooking earlier. So, I was watching it while I was eating. But, so yeah, it was definitely that speculation that Puff just had an issue with Tupac and Biggie being friends, because again, it was just one of those where Tupac was genuinely happy to see, Biggie get famous, make it big, come out, and all of that. So that's also a really big thing. Here's my beautiful hair, y'all. And so I think I decided that I'm not going to do anything with it, like as far as like a trim or anything, until February. I do want to take the rest of this month and then all of almost in June, the hell, all of January, to just get my hair moisturized and everything. And I'm loving the limited hair. Like, don't worry, I'll pull it out at the end. So there was that, and then they talked about, which we all have seen this with Kim Porter and all of that, how Puffy would go after, and basically what it came down to was he would go after women who had dated other well-known famous men. Kim Porter was one, and then this other woman who dated Eric B, I think his name was. Child, I forgot that fucking fast. No lie, I kind of looked down when they showed his name, but I think it's Eric B. I think because he was in that group. Was it EPDM? The fuck is it? EP? Oh my lord, y'all, Jesus! Just at this point, just fire me right now, okay? Just fire me. EDPM. You know what? Y'all know. Those who know, okay? Anyways, so, it was almost like this, how I'm going to explain that, this whole, I want to date the women who were dating, I'll be sure, and this, that, and the third. I looked at that kind of like I can basically like that sense of, oh, I can get your girl, and I don't even have to be, very famous. Like, I don't have to be an I'll Be Sure or an Eric B. I think his name is Eric B. Like, I can get your girl just being me, just being simple old Puff Daddy. That's what I took from that. I don't really care if what anybody else took from it. That's what I took from the whole issue of him, going after these particular women. Was I don't have to be like y'all, I'll be sure, this, that, and the third. And, like one guy who's talking who, worked with Puffy for a while. I don't know exactly when he stopped, but, well, again, I'm only on I just finished episode 1, so I think it's 4 episodes, I believe. So I got 3 more. And am I going to watch all 3 tonight? Probably depends on if I get tired. If not, I'll at least watch the next episode. At least I'll watch episode 2. But because I know I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow, got a couple of classes. So honestly, I may squeeze them all in. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But it was just showing, like, from how he was in the beginning to who he became. So, and it's just a little bit of hair so far that's come out of my comb. And again, I've already done, 3 braids. Put on my little table, my coffee table. And don't worry, y'all, I clean my table. And if I fucking didn't, you're not invited. Because some of y'all be getting real comfortable with how people live in their homes. And I be thinking in my head, like, I'm sorry, was you invited? Did I invite you to my house to eat? Because trust me, when I invite people over to eat, it's people that I know. And trust and believe, I'm going to clean my house. I got to do laundry tomorrow. So trust and believe, you're not invited. But anyways, so it talked about that. How he, there was, again, which we knew about the Kim Porter thing because we are held, which to me I still to this day find strange, that Albie Shore's own son be calling Puff his dad. Sir, your dad is still alive. So that one be having me confused. I have been confused face for many fucking centuries about that one because it just doesn't make sense to me. Why are you calling this man who is clearly not your biological dad, why are you calling him your dad when your dad is clearly alive? Find it weird, but again, I don't know what that particular situation is or whatever. It may get brought up, who knows, because Albie Shore actually is talking in this documentary. So I do wonder if they're going to bring that up because I need to know. Why is your son, sir, calling this man his dad? Like, shoot, help me. Okay, I'm going to pin this one up just so it's already pinned. I think I'm going to pin this one up too. Boop. Okay. All right, let's do this one. So that one just always has had me confused again. Even though we're not talking as of right now, we're not talking about Kim and Albie Shore having a child. Well, I believe they have 2 kids together. But Justin, which I just found out, his mother, which I really need to fucking research because it said that Justin is not Kim's son. Like, what? Yeah, I don't know. I'd be so confused. Okay? But it was this other woman named Misa. Again, this woman who dated Eric. I think it was Eric B, right, y'all? Is it Eric B? Lord Jesus, I'm sorry. I would search right now, but as you can see, your girl's hands are busy trying to moisturize and oil my hair. So I'm like, what? But again, like I said, there was that speculation that, Puffy's mom was very, very a bus abusive, abusive, a you know, and like to a very terrible degree. I think that's for a Christmas movie, right? What? Sorry, I'm looking at something. I don't know why the hell I got that twice in my phone. And that was something that does not repeat. Anyways, so what's today? The 5th? Okay. Sorry, I'm over here looking at something that popped up on my phone, and I'm fucking confused. Ooh, sorry, I did that all wrong. Not smart, not smart. So yeah, there was that speculation, but she had even said it. Well, he was talking on, I forgot some platform, some stage or whatever, and she happened to speak, and she mentioned, that she used to beat him a lot. She's like, he got a lot of beatings. Like, let me not even get started on that shit, because I don't understand why our community just prides ourselves on beating our children. It's fucking horrible. It's terrible. And trust and believe, we have fucking scars from that. And I don't mean like physical scars. We have fucking mental scars. So anybody that be over here advocating to whoop your kids, may you not ever in life procreate. And if you did, oh my lord, may your children go no contact with you fast. Because that is like the worst thing you could do. Said what I said. I said what I said, coming from an adult who grew up in that type of a household. It's not fun. It does nothing. It does nothing. It literally just puts this fear in you, and it actually makes it worse when it comes to how you grow up as a person. It makes it fucking horrible. You do not grow up to be some great upstanding citizen. As we can see, which I'm not even gonna say if, since she said it herself that she, beat him. We know it doesn't turn you into this great, upstanding person, okay? And no, you don't have to be out here breaking the law, but most adults who grew up in a household where you were getting physically disciplined, or as they call it, corporal punishment, I can assure you, just because, some of us have great jobs and all that other shit does not mean that that our mental is great. No, it's not. And it just goes to show for him that it wasn't. And that's why he, from what we all saw and everything, why he lashed out the way he did. Period, point blank. Very manipulative person. Pretty freaking horrible. See, I just shrinks up. But yeah, so that's what I've gotten so far, because it's kind of like part. So apparently we're watching like actual video recordings of, because there was a time right before he, the trial and everything, that he hired someone to like record things for him. Like I said, among interviews from people who knew him, whether they worked with him personally, like a bodyguard or whatever, or old artist. So it's interesting. Okay, it is an interesting piece. I'll say that. Very interesting to say the least. So I am excited to watch episode 2. I would have it playing in the background, but for one, I'm not trying to have my video get cut off or it just pretty much go mute, because it may play for so long and then either they'll take the video down or they'll mute it or whatever. I think at this point, YouTube would just take it down. So that's also why I'd rather just kind of talk about it and give my slight opinion just again off of episode 1. A lot of that stuff I sat here like, yeah. And I'm still definitely convinced that he has something to do with the passing of both Tupac and Biggie. And you're not going to convince me otherwise. You can go convince somebody else. But you're not going to convince me otherwise, okay? You can go convince your next door neighbor or the lady at the grocery store, but you're not going to convince me otherwise. You're just not. You're just not. So I definitely know and believe that episode 2 will dive further to that because like episode 1 again was just more of like background, who Puff Daddy was, Sean Combs and all these other factors. It showed who he was, kind of how he got his start, all of that. So it's like, as we always say, setting that foundation, just in case you did not know certain things. Like most of us know how he got his overall start. But it's just like giving a lot of that overarching background. Ooh, should I do a mohawk? I would not ever like do a mohawk. If I'm honest, I hated. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry about this. I used to hate when women would get mohawks, like the little braid mohawks. Like, ugh, please stop. Please, Jesus, just stop. Stop right now. Ugh, I hated mohawks. Ugh. Horrible. Anyways, so sorry, I'm trying to show y'all the hair. But that's kind of, what episode 1 was, just that foundation, the background, who he was, who his dad was. Supposedly his dad was a big time dealer of prescriptions. Without the prescription. But it wasn't a lot of focus on like his dad. It was just, this was possibly who he was. He was very young when his dad passed. He looked like he was probably like 3. If that photo that they showed was his dad, it looked like he was probably like 3, maybe 4. So, like young enough to possibly remember a person, but then young enough to where you don't really remember them. Like, you're like, I kind of remember these motherfuckers around, but I really don't remember y'all. Starts all over the dang place with my rant. That's just how it be sometimes, okay? Grab a different towel. That one's all. I hate microfiber towels sometimes. They're great for like wiping certain things off, but I just grabbed that one to wipe my hands. Okay, let's see what we have lost hair-wise while I do that. And like I said, the rest of the docu-series so far just kind of talked about his upbringing, how he was a dancer, like he was more of a backup dancer, which we kind of know that because he was in a lot of videos dancing and stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up my brush now. All right, let's clean out my brush and let's see what we got. So he was dancing a lot, and then it kind of goes into when he was working at Uptown Records with Andre Harrell and how that was going good. And it's kind of like, it kind of gives this sense that Puffy was always looking for something. Like he was, for one, it was like he was looking for this father figure, but then he also wanted to be bigger than life. Like he just, and it was just so many pieces that are letting you know that he's looking for something, but then he wants to be bigger than he currently is. Well, in that moment, not like now 2025, but like in the 90s, it was like, I want to be bigger than I already am, or that I'm making myself out to be. And he would kind of I don't want to say look up to, but he would kind of idolize other dealers of pharmaceuticals without the prescription. And how they were. And it was kind of like he was seeing this way of, oh, damn, I can be like that without doing what they're doing. I can do it the legal way, but still have that limelight that I so crave. That's what I got from it. Anyways, this is the hair I lost today, which is really, really good from all of the braids. This is literally it, y'all. So good. I think I lost a little bit more on Wednesday because it had been a couple of days since, and then Mariah split this one into two. But that's what I got from that is he wanted to be, I don't know why this finger hurts. Feels weird. But that's what I got from that was this sense of, I want to be bigger than life. I want to be bigger than this person. Like, I want the notoriety and the fame that this person got, but I want to do it in a way where my name is just everywhere. That's what I got. And then to me, that just snowballed, of course, coupled with how he was raised and all these other factors. And I feel like that was just a recipe for disaster. And that's who was like metaphorically born when Puff Daddy became who he was. And that's kind of what I got from the gist of episode 1. But whatever, again, my thoughts are all over the damn place. My bad, y'all. So I will have more cohesive thoughts on Sunday when we meet again to, talk about hair, of course, and then just have a random ass rant. But I'm gonna go. My freaking fingers are really cold because this water is cold. So I'm gonna go wash up my hands, and then I'm gonna get on episode 2, and I will let you all know final thoughts then. All right. But anyways, do not forget to like and subscribe, and please comment below. Hell, comment if you are watching or have watched the Reckoning P. Diddy series and what you got from it. I'll probably avoid looking at any comments until it doesn't matter. I'll look at them if you leave any. So definitely go ahead and leave comments. Yes, always leave hair suggestions, or not hair suggestions, hair product comments, etc., etc. And I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!